Good evening and welcome to Becoming the Woman of Your Dream podcast with your host here, Shakita Davis out of Houston, Texas. We have our guest speaker today, Miss Toni Sanders. Miss Toni, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, so I am super excited on tonight, you all. This month, we are going to talk about money, finances, the things that we may run from, but the things that we are so illiterate about and need to know information on. So, on this evening, we have Miss Toni Sanders, which is our financial education instructor, who's going to come forth and share some information with you all and make sure that you are not financial illiterate. So, Miss Toni, welcome. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing amazing, Chiquita. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share because this is April, which is Financial Literacy Month. However, I teach financial education every single day, 365 days a year.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for taking time to teach us and share the knowledge about finances to individuals who don't know or who don't know enough. And things are always changing. The world is always evolving, and there's things that we need to know how we can make our money work for us. And I'm sure that's something that you're going to help us with tonight.
Absolutely. You know, if you're not making money, you're not making sense. So we got to make some sense here.
That's right. That's right. So, Miss Toni, I'm going to jump the gun here. I know you just had a chance to experience WWVP Mimosa and Brunch event. Can you please tell our viewers how that experience was for you?
Life changing. Life changing to be in a room with women so powerful, so anointed, and being able just to open up and share in front of total strangers. It definitely showed how God's grace and mercy was definitely in the building. You could definitely feel the energy. It was a beautiful event. If you missed that event, you missed something really big. I left there, Shakita. You know what I said? Oh my goodness, I got more than I came for.
Wow, yes,
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so glad that you was a part of the event. Thus far, I really think as Women with Vision and Purpose keep growing, but yet this was maybe one of our best events so far.
Mhm.
So I just appreciate that you all being there, taking time out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anytime that I can pour into anyone, any woman, any man, my heartstrings are definitely with women, and I must say it doesn't matter, but it's just something about a woman and pouring into another sister because I really truly believe that we don't have to compete, we have to collaborate, we have to
Absolutely.
encourage and motivate and lift one another up. So I'm so glad that I came across your event and was able to attend.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. So I will start with an icebreaker question. So my
Okay.
question to you, what is your favorite movie and why?
That's a good one. I don't really get a chance to watch movies often. My husband is on this kick of all of the African movies. So we watch a lot of African movies
Okay.
around here. But I would have to say probably my all-time favorite movie would probably have to be, I probably can't even think of the, probably Love Jones.
Love Jones. Okay, nice. You know what? Every woman that has been on the platform thus far and I asked them what's their favorite movie, they give me the same answer. So I think I need to change the icebreaker question.
Yeah, I that's to me, that movie is just, I can watch it over and over again. And like I said, I don't get a chance to watch a lot of movies, but I really love Jones.
Nice. So that means you like a nice love story.
I do. I really do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Miss Toni, we're gonna get straight into it. I want you to tell our viewers who are watching who is Toni Sanders.
That's awesome. So Toni Sanders, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a woman of God. I'm a grandmother, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie, and all of those things all wrapped in one. For me, it is very important that I stay true to who I am because I came from humble beginnings, and I want people to know that what you see is what you get. And so I'm a friend. I'm a good friend. I'm a good listener. and definitely an educator. I definitely want to help people have the understanding that they need. So, Tony Sanders is simple. She's a simple kind of gal. Uh, do a lot with my husband, stay at home, watch movies, African movies. But when I'm not doing that, I love to travel. That's what I do in my spare time. I love traveling. I'm celebrating a birthday this month, 55, and
Yes,
I'm
yes.
and experiencing what life has to offer. So that's Tony Sanders.
Oh, that is amazing. That's amazing. Please tell us, what is one of the favorite places you've been?
Oh my gosh, I must say Israel. I had the opportunity to take my mother for her 70th birthday to Israel. We were able
Wow.
to be baptized. We walked the steps that Jesus walked, and touched the hand. We were able to put our hands where he walked, and it was just an amazing experience. And to experience it with my mother Shakita, it's the best feeling ever.
Oh, wow.
My mother was never able to travel. And so for me to be able to take her now in her later years in life, it's amazing. I'm also taking her to Thailand with me, but she still talks about Israel and that trip we went 3 years ago, and she still talks about it today.
Oh, that's a blessing to be able to take your mother, to be able to travel with your mother. That is a blessing.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. So I know we already talked about you attending Women with Vision and Purpose, a Sam brunch, and how awesome that experience was for you. So we're definitely going to go into the meat of our conversation as well.
Okay.
Please share with us, when did you realize you were becoming the woman of your dreams?
Wow. I love that question. Honestly, I've always been in a position where I can impact women and change women's lives. And I believe that the more people you help, the more people you change. Taking yourself out of the equation, then you become that woman. So my former career was a hairstylist. I was a hairstylist for more than 20 years. I owned and operated 2 salons, a day spa, and a boutique. And
Wow.
just listening to the ladies that was sitting in my chair, some stories good, some stories bad, and just giving them that listening ear. I gave a lot of advice. I tell people all the time that hairstylists are more like, counselors, right?
Yes, you are.
I heard some stories that they wouldn't share with anybody else, but I did hold them to the utmost confidence as well too. So knowing that I was able to have that gift, that I could, talk to women and give them, my listening ear, and sometimes give advice too, and also being one to receive advice. So for a very young age, I knew that I had that special gift. I mean, growing up, I was just an old soul. The women that I would, be around, they were much older than me, and I would just take it all in. And so for me, just knowing, who I was, and becoming that woman, I just really just grew into, who God meant me to be. And what I mean by that is, man, you got to know who you are and where you're going.
Absolutely.
And I've known that for a very long time. And so I've just, as I've grown, and not just in size, but in age and maturity, and growth in the word, you find out that you are the woman that God has created you to be. We're all created differently. We're not all the same. And so just being able to accept the journey that I'm on, and didn't really just go with it, because everybody's path and everybody's journey is totally different. So I believe that every day I wake up, I tell people it gives you another day to figure it out, to get another chance of doing it right. And so I just pray every day that I'm doing the right thing. And if I'm not, then guess what? God gives me another day to wake up. I'm gonna get up and try it again.
Absolutely. You know what? Actually, today I had a moment like that. And not
Mhm.
too long ago, before we got onto this live, where I was worshiping and one of my favorite songs came on. It was God is Able. And
Mhm.
I haven't heard it in such a long time. And the fact that I heard it today, it just gave me so much grace and power and love. Like, you know what? God can and He will do exceedingly and above. And it just brought me back to a place of gratitude, to where, like, I
Absolutely.
know I may have slipped here, but you know what? He has given me another chance to get it right. So that was so profound and so on time, what you just said. But,
Absolutely.
back to being a hairdresser. So a
Mhm.
hairdresser sees us at when we're at our worst, and then you all have miracle hands to turn us into our best. So hairdressers know the ins and out of our lives. Like you said, they know things that we won't share with individuals because we trust you to keep that, and the fact that you are taking care of our outer appearance, also doing something to our inner appearance as well. So I
Absolutely.
didn't know that fun fact about you.
Yeah, I did. I did. I've been in the financial service industry for 8 years, but I was a hairstylist for more than 20 years. I even grew up doing hair. So as a little girl, I used to braid all the time. I would braid all the kids' hair in the neighborhood. And I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. I was that little girl always playing on the doll's hair, wanting to, cut the doll's hair, doing different styles. And so, yeah, that's something that will always be a passion of mine. I believe that if you can look good, you can feel even better. So I
Absolutely.
encourage women, to get up, put your best face on, put your best dress on, and tackle your day.
That's right. That's right. I want to kick it back off to you. You said something that reminded me of myself, that having an old soul and always surrounding yourself with older women. That is something that I do on purpose. Like
Mm,
I gravitate to older women for knowledge, for love, for just wisdom, just for the nurturing of who they are and what they have to share with me. And I get some of my peers now that are younger than me or same age. They was like, "How are you so advanced in your thinking? How are you so advanced?" I was like, "It's to the women that who are around me. I surround myself with some great, mature women who've been there, done that, and
absolutely.
can help me get through some things." So that's what I
I
do
want you to
encourage.
always remember this. You can't always be the smartest one in the room. So you
Absolutely.
have to go and elevate yourself and be around people who are better than you. I'm not the best one in my circle. There's a lot of great people that I surround myself with because that's the only way that I can grow. That's the only way that I can learn. I spend a lot of time. I talk to my mother often, who is 73. She is one of my best friends, and some of my friends that I used to be around, they were so much older. But like you said, you can learn from them. I grew up around my grandmother.
Mhm.
Kids today, they don't want to be around their grandparents, but that's where you get the stories and the knowledge and the education.
Yes.
I can tell you so many things, learning how to cook and doing all the household things that people just are not interested in today. But yeah, that's really good for you because and you will learn that away and it will make you wiser. And the Bible says it talks about that the young should teach the old.
Absolutely. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And we all need one another. We all need one another to help one another move forward. Thanks for
Absolutely.
sharing that information with us.
Yes.
Yes. So I also want to know, what does legacy building look like for you and your family?
Oh, wow. So for me, growing up in Akron, Ohio, I was poor. My mother had 4 kids by the age of 25. We didn't talk about legacy. We didn't talk about wealth building. We were just trying to keep food on the table, clothes on our back, a roof over our heads. And so unlike, and maybe like many household, that was the case. We were on welfare. I remember the government cheese and all of those things. But as I became an adult and I had my own family and I had my own daughter, I sought to be, a resource. I always tell people what I do, Shakita, it's just it is a ministry, a financial ministry.
Mhm.
My mission is to save financial souls. My mission is to be a resource to those people. So, what does that look like for me? Educating people. I always tell people it's not about the money, it's about the mission. The money is a byproduct of whatever you choose to do in life, but
Right.
make sure that you're a resource and a vessel to other people. I'm not a winner unless my whole community is winning. I'm not a winner if it's just me and my family. So what that legacy looks like to me is a community of people who are properly protected and educated, a community of people who have businesses, and for those who want to go to college, they can go to college. They don't have to finish college with a lot of debt, and debt becomes a way of life.
Mhm.
So that's what my legacy looks like to me. I always say this right here. I say, you know what? When I get up to those white pearly gates, you know what I want them to say? Child, well done.
Well done.
Well
Yes.
done.
Don't we all? That's all we want. Well done, my faithful servant.
Absolutely. So, for me, that is my legacy. People are going to remember me by that I was selfless, and I don't want to be the person who's so selfish and don't want to share the information. No, everybody needs to know what I have and what I
Mhm.
know. You don't have to do what I do, but you must know what I know. And
That's
so,
right.
I want to leave that legacy. I want to be able to retire with dignity. But I realized very young into my career in financial services, Tony, how can you leave a legacy to your family if they don't know about money? So I teach my family, and I get them involved in what I'm doing so that if anything happens to me, the legacy will continue. If I don't teach them, then that's where the legacy will stop.
That's
So
right.
you hear about so many people who receive an inheritance from their family members who've worked hard all of their lives, and they leave it to their families, and then they blow the inheritance because nobody ever taught them
That's
about
right.
financial education, financial literacy, and what that legacy looks like. So for me, that's what it looks like.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure, it's like when you learn something, you cannot unlearn it. And then
No,
when you know something, you hear something, you can't unhear those things. You can't unread what you just read. It's
right.
like the information is there. You have to get it out to whoever who wants the information, but your job is just to get the information out. Is their job on what to do with the information.
Absolutely. I always say that knowledge is power, but it's the application of knowledge which is even
Yes.
more powerful, because I can talk all day long and that's just information. But what you decide to do with it, you got to take action.
Yes, I tell my daughter that all the time. I say, you may know a lot of things, but applied knowledge will get you
Mhm.
farther. You know,
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Thank you for sharing that. So, my next question is, what does financial literacy means to you? And
Mm.
feel free to really just pour into it because I know this is something that you breathe, eat, wake up, and also want to help the people around you. So please let us know, what does financial literacy means to you and why are you so passionate about it?
Well, that's a great question, first and foremost, especially with this being Financial Literacy Month. Again, this is something that I do 365 days a year. Financial literacy means to me everything. It means that, people don't have to suffer. They don't have to live a life in silence. And, they don't have to worry about if they're going to be like me and have a roof over their head, food on their table, clothes on their kids' back. Financial literacy is everything. That's where everything should start from.
Mhm.
Because you think about it, if people don't understand, if people don't have the proper understanding when it comes to their finances, if they don't understand how money works, how can they work for money and then know what to do with their money? So
Absolutely.
that's why we have so many people today who are suffering in silence. They're, I don't care if you have $50 or 50 million. If you do not have the financial foundation of finances, if you don't understand the financial concepts of financial education and financial literacy, you're lost when it comes to money. And that's what's happening in communities all across the world, all across the globe. It is just not in the United States. It's just not in the Black community. It's just not in the Latino community. It's in every community. They're having issues because they do not understand money. If you think about it, education is not taught in the elementary, middle, or high school level, nor is it taught in the collegiate level. You have adults out here who don't understand money. You have them working in corporate America, you have them working blue collar jobs, but nobody has ever taught them about money. Everyone deserves financial education. One thing that we say in our national campaign for financial literacy, that financial education is not an option, it's a necessity. Everybody needs to be educated. That's what financial literacy means, that you can change your life, that you can change the narrative in your household, in your community for generations to come. Without it, how can we make it? We're not going to make it. Most people are not going to be able to retire. Most people do not have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Financial literacy is the basis of everything we do when it comes to our money. We work hard for the money, but we don't know how to make the money work for us. Why am I so passionate about it? Because I see people every single day, especially those who look like us, especially those single mothers with those kids. And they need to know, how am I going to make it? How am I going to live? There's too many people living paycheck to paycheck. The statistics are horrible. People are living paycheck to paycheck. People are in credit card debt. People are not saving enough money. People don't even have $400 in case of an emergency. When the pandemic hit, most people were ill prepared. Most people did not have a plan. So financial literacy is everything. It means everything to me. I want every household to be educated. I want every household to really look at this is like life and death, because it is. If you think about it, everything, Shakita, everything that we do revolves around money. Everything that we do revolves around the economy. Look at inflation. But if people don't understand the basic concepts around money, you can that's the question right there. What people want to know, why things are the way they are, because people don't understand. And without the understanding, people make poor decisions, poor judgments when it comes to money. It means everything to me. It means everything. It means that people can have a chance of retiring with dignity. They can have a chance to leave a legacy. But without the education, I just see a community, I see a country who will fail financially. There are not enough schools who teach financial education, who mandate financial education and financial literacy. We need to teach our kids. But how can we teach our kids something that we don't know? So if the school is not teaching it, it's up to the parents to get financially educated. This is why our national campaign for financial literacy, if you can see the signs behind me, your audience needs to know that there is help, there's resources available. Our 30 by 30 campaign talks about educating 30 million families. And I want each and every one of your viewers to be a part of that campaign, to be educated, to be equipped, empowered to make those better financial decisions. What does financial literacy mean to me? That we can change the world financially, one household at a time, one family at a time. Because if you equip people to make better financial decisions, you empower them to leave a legacy debt free, to have savings and investments. But if we're never taught and we don't understand the concepts, this is why we fail. This is why we fail. Not just as a community of people, but as a country. Think about it. Everything that you see in the news, everything that you see that's happening in the communities, it all revolves around economics. And people don't have the understanding. People don't have the knowledge. So they can't make a decision. They're stuck because they don't have the understanding. And when people don't understand, they're not going to move. They're not going to change. And it's time for change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to say drop the mic because you just said so much that was, I feel like I know one, you're talking to me, and two, talking to our viewers as well. You know, going and being very transparent right now, being the age that I am, 33, going on 34, didn't understand how to manage money, didn't understand that I could make my money work for me, understanding that I had to clock into a job, live paycheck to paycheck. I was so blessed to have a financial advisor who took me under her wings and literally helped me budget each paycheck, helped me get out of credit card debt, and really just helped me. You know what? I can see life after 2 weeks. I can see life after 30 days. And I mean, money, finances, budgeting, saying, no, I can't do this. No, I have to wait. And then also creating a space to where I can live how I want to live, but I have to do these things in order first. And find money is everything. And you know, my old pastor used to say, money is right there with oxygen. You
Hmm.
need it to survive.
Absolutely.
You need it to survive.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, once you build up your financial foundation, having proper protection, controlling your debt, Having that emergency fund and some investments, you can live. Let me give your viewers a couple of tips, okay?
Absolutely.
Live on 70% of your income. The other 30%, I need you to give, save, and invest. Stop living on 110%. Most people are living above their means. That's just what it is. And in our community, especially, we're the number one consumers. We're the worst savers and investors. We have to start saving money. If you save money today, money will save you later.
Mm.
I also want them to know how much. It takes about 10 times your salary for protection, 20 times your salary for retirement. You got to start saving and investing because one day you will not be able to work. How will you retire? Most people say, oh, yeah, I don't know, Tony, I'm not going to retire. But what if your body says otherwise?
That's right.
What are you going to do? Again, you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. You've got to understand the wealth formula. It takes money, it takes time, a good rate of return minus inflation and taxes. Those are the silent killers. Do you know how you're going to build your wealth? How are you going to build wealth? How are you going to leave a legacy? These are the things that you need to know. The biggest rule I want to leave you is the rule of 72. You got to know how money works. You simply take the number 72, you divide it by the interest rate you're receiving, and the answer will tell you how long it takes for your money to double. But most people don't know the rule. So they have to understand the concepts. And that's why our national campaign for financial literacy is so important that people get involved, that people take the workshops. I want to be able to, leave that information with you so people can take the workshops. They're happening about 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, about 13 sessions, Monday through Friday, every single week online. People can participate in. I urge you to get your families involved and you guys sit and take these workshops. They're life changing. But remember what we said, the implementation. You got to take action.
Yes.
Because all the information is not going to do you any good if you don't take action.
Absolutely. You have to want to get better. I want to
Mm.
be able to have a better relationship with money.
Oh,
I
I love that.
I want to have a better relationship with money. So I am actually want to put together something, and it's something that we can talk off record because now thoughts and things are just coming. We are definitely going to put forth a financial workshop,
Mhm.
definitely to where we can share to the community on how
Absolutely.
money works, how we can be educated, how to use our money. Because we have some people, like you said, they get paid but don't know what to do with it, don't know where to allocate it, don't know that, hey, I need to save this because it's going to be a rain day tomorrow.
Right.
Or, here's another thing that we used to say, and my friend said this is a young thing. We'll blow a check and get it right back. No, how about you save a check and
Mhm.
then you have money added and multiplying. So,
Right.
it's time for us, especially this generation of individuals, to do better with finances because you know what? Time is rolling. Our day is going to come where we would not be
Absolutely.
able to do the things that we do or go through money to think how we go through money. It's all going to come to an end. So we definitely have to save, invest, and then teach one another. So I
Absolutely.
really appreciate you taking time out to share some nuggets with us during Financial Literacy Month. And then just being a blessing. I really appreciate you all being here this evening.
Absolutely. The workshops are amazing. There's a total of 6 workshops. We can definitely talk offline for your viewers who want to participate in those workshops. But we do this all over. I help fraternities, sororities, churches, any organization. If I can tell you that we've taken this campaign to Ivy League colleges, to Harvard University, and to Columbia University, you name it, we've been there. And so just a matter of if we're going to educate this 30 million, we've got to get to places that we've never thought we had to go. And we really want to get it mainstream. We want everybody to be financially educated. That's just a few of the concepts. But I want to go back to something that you said, which is just profound to me because you already know that, your age group, that we have to start doing things. Yeah, people always think that they can make the money back. But I
Mm,
have to ask people, but what if you couldn't?
right.
What if you couldn't? So
Right.
if you could just sacrifice today, I always tell my clients this because not only am I a certified financial education instructor, but I'm also a licensed financial professional. So what I do is I educate people and then I help them put solutions into place that can help them, to achieve their financial goals. So my question is always this, and I want all the listeners to think about this. What if and 2 months something were to happen and you couldn't work again, how long could you survive?
Wow.
Most people say days, some people say weeks, because too many people are living paycheck to paycheck. And we have to change that narrative. I also love the fact that you recognize that you said, buy what you need, not what you want. Most people plan for the weekend, but they don't plan for the future.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So there's just some minor changes that we have to make. Creating a budget. A budget is not restrictive. It's just giving your dollars an assignment. Tell
That's
those
right.
dollars what to do.
That's
Don't
right.
tell, don't let those dollars tell you and control you like that. You got to tell your dollars what you want them to do.
That's right. We work too hard for the dollar for it to
Yes.
control us.
Yes. But most people allow their money to control them and you spend it. Some people spend it and it's already gone before you get it. So there's some minor things that we can do, to change and become financially fit. And it's just all about making a decision.
That's right.
Once you make up your mind that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will make some things happen. You will make some changes. Some great resources that I want to share. Our proprietary book, which is called Saving Your Future. I believe I gave out some copies, at your event. It's an amazing read. It's easy to read. Most people don't want to read about finances because they say, oh, it's just too boring. Or, you know what? Finances is, getting to the point that everybody is interested in their finances. Uh,
Absolutely.
Everybody needs to know. But this book is amazing. It's just like us having this conversation. It's a very, very easy read. I have some other books that I'll recommend, but we'll save
I
that.
need a copy of that book. I didn't get a copy for
Oh,
my
you
event.
couldn't do- I will send you a personal copy. Even if I have to drop it off, I will bring it to you. You have to have a copy of that book. It's an
Yes, ma'am.
amazing read. Again, and it just talks about the statistic. It talks about the concepts that you need. And I encourage you to allow your daughter to read it because it's on an elementary level. So people
Absolutely.
can understand it. So yeah, I'll definitely make sure that I get you a copy. And to any of your viewers and your listeners who reach out, we'll give them a copy as well.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Miss Sanders. Thank you
You're
for that.
welcome.
So I do want to ask you, do you have any future plans or events happening that you would like to share here on the platform this evening? Any seminars, webinars, anything that you want to share and put out there?
Absolutely. So every month, every Tuesday this month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're doing our financial literacy. It's actually called our business overview. It's the introduction to our workshops. And so I'll definitely leave the information there. You can find me on all my social media platforms to find out more information. I travel quite a bit. I'll be traveling to Dallas to do a women's event to educate the women that are in the Word so that they can make sure that they have the information as well. I love educating at churches, so I'll be there. I do travel this month to Thailand, but you guys, I'm always available. We have workshops going on every single day, Monday through Friday. As far as events, I'm always somewhere. Again, you got to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Catch some of those funny videos. It's hilarious. But yeah, I just, again, my whole goal, my whole mission is just to be a resource to individuals and to be able to be a blessing as someone was a blessing to me. Again, this is my financial ministry, and I just want to save financial souls by giving them the tools and the resources that they need to become financially fit and build up a strong financial foundation.
Yes, awesome, awesome. You heard her, you all. She wants us to be financially fit. We want our spirit to be right. We want our mind to be right. We want our body to be right. But who doesn't want their finances to be right? I know I do. And it's a work in
I know,
progress,
right?
so
But
I
you know what?
definitely,
That's for everybody, Shakita. No worries. People think, I always tell people, just start where you are, right? As long as you get started, that's it. And we all seek to be better stewards. At least we all should seek to be better stewards, right?
right.
And to be able to understand, because God's only going to give you a little bit. If you don't understand a lot of money, you think He's going to give you a lot of money? Absolutely not.
You
So He
know,
gives you a little bit to kind of test you
yes.
out.
We be praying. Look at me. We be praying, like, Lord, just give me more of this. And He's like, no, you ain't ready for that. You was not ready for that
You're
because you
not
didn't do
ready.
what you're supposed to do, what I gave you, what I wasn't supposed to give you. And that's
Absolutely.
grace. That's grace that He covers us. and he
Absolutely.
knows what we can handle. So if
Absolutely.
you haven't reached that bag that you're looking to reach, it's not that it's not coming or you can't have it. You may not be ready for it
I'm
yet.
not ready for it. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. A lot of people, they pray and they ask God for a lot of things, but he knows it. Timing is everything. And you
Yes,
have to be ready. Again, that goes back to that mindset. Have an open mind to receive information that you've never heard before. And just because you've never heard it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. A lot of people, they don't trust and they don't believe. But at some point in life, you've got to trust somebody and you've got to trust something to get
that's
you to
right.
that next level. Mhm.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for that. I know you already shared this, but I'm going to put it up here again. How
Mhm.
can others connect with you as well?
Oh, absolutely. Please connect with me. Follow me on Facebook. I share some great information on Facebook. Also on Instagram. I'm getting better for my younger generations. I'm getting better on my little Instagram. But you guys gotta follow me on TikTok. It is hilarious. I try to do my best, but I got some really good videos out there. Look, I don't know if my own personal videos go, but you know what? I share some really, really good videos on there, some that have gone viral and it shocked me.
Oh,
But some
wow.
definitely some great information that you guys can use that you can share with your family and friends. And I will say this. Contact me, okay? You can find me at info@tonysanders.com. You can call me. I don't let my assistant take my calls. I want to build a relationship with you. Call me. My number is 281-898-4018. It is my personal number because if I'm going to teach you and educate you and empower you, I want to build that relationship with you. Reach out to me. I will give you the books and the tools that you need to start changing your life. You can have access to all of the workshops that are complimentary and also schedule a complimentary, yes, free personal financial strategy with me so that I can see exactly where you are and where you're going, where the holes and gaps are in your plan. And for those viewers who perhaps have, maybe a church or organization, your sorority, your girls' night out, your family, and you want me to come to your event, let's schedule a lunch and learn. Yeah, your girl brings dinner, she brings some snacks, and she comes over to the house and she educates you.
That's
And
right.
we just have a money party. See, we've got to change the way we look at things. We most people they like, oh, they so uptight, they don't want to talk about money. But I make it fun and interesting. And so let's get together, have a great time, and change our lives financially. And just don't forget, financial literacy is not just for the month of April. This is something that we do every single month, 365 days a year. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to come on and share and talk to you and your audience. I've had a blast, and I love forums like this where, just sharing information. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Yes. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for saying yes to the call. And just, with this month coming up and then the ladies who are going to come behind you, I'm super excited for what's going to take place. And I know that each one of our viewers will get connected with you and the right individuals to help catapult them to the next level to become financially fit.
Absolutely. Thanks again. I appreciate you. I love what you're doing. You keep up the great work and make sure that you always, just always bring the great content like you're bringing because so many people need it. It's platforms like this that really help individuals and change their lives.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, you all, you have it here. You heard from Miss Toni Sanders. I'm going to call you our financial fit coach, okay?
Thank you.
Yes. So, she is very passionate about making sure that you are financially fit. Make sure you follow her on all her platforms. Do you have any questions? If you need to reach out to her, let me know. If you didn't get the information, we'll make sure you get connected. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Women with Vision and Purpose. We're on Instagram as well, _WWVP. And we're also on YouTube at becoming _WWVP. That is our show for tonight. Everyone have a great night. And until next time, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.